Okay, we're playing Oblivion with dual commentary. With a new game.
Oh, wow.
Start a game. With Alex.
Hi.
I was
Hi's a bit
born
simple, isn't it?
87 years ago.
Yeah.
For 65 years, I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor. But for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams. I have
What
seen the
mission are you
gates
on
of
in
Oblivion,
Skyrim?
beyond which
what?
no waking eye
In
may
Skyrim,
see.
what mission are you on?
Behold,
Oh,
in darkness, a doom
I
sweeps
guess
the land.
trying to stop the dragons and where that girl tries to ask you if she wants your help. Like that.
Oh yeah.
That's sort of
middle. She kind of leaves near the end.
This is the
That
27th
old
of
guy, they're
last
just like,
seed,
if you
the
don't
year
kill
of Akatosh,
Next
433.
for us, we're gonna leave.
These are the
Which
closing
is kind
days
of
of the third
stupid
era,
because they're just like, oh, we served the
and the
dragon
final
ball.
hours
But
of
then
my
also
life.
like, we're gonna ditch you if you don't kill that dragon. Kind of taught you dragon Lord, though. Kind of. Who told you how to? I love how they plan on leaving you, and then the rat just happens to show up and break the whole time. And then you hop down next to them, and they're just like, WTF. What are you doing here, man? And then you're just like, oh, rat was about to kill me, and I saw a way through. I just decided I'd try to escape.
But you're starting a new game though, too? Like,
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
yeah, I
you're-
paused.
And you're picking a character?
Yeah, I chose Imperial
Okay.
Sword, Heavy Armor. The cliche choice. Mage is super hard to make in this game without lowering the difficulty. Just because you get a fireball, and if you miss, there's no splash damage, and it's kind of weak and uses up a bit of mana.
Oh.
So you gotta be super accurate, and you know, not like in Skyrim where you get this flamethrower hand, or in Morrowind where the fireballs do super splash damage.
That's right. You're going to die in here, Imperial. You're going to die.
What did you name your character?
Creepin'.
Creepin'.
You see, you're an embarrassment. Best if you just disappear.
You're in the
Yeah.
prison thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I were to just be blindfolded and never heard of Oblivion before,
Mm-hmm.
and I were to play it, and I already knew about Skyrim and Morrowind, but I never knew about this game, and then if they would have asked me what game franchise it was, I wouldn't have known, because this game isn't even really like an Elder Scroll game at all. It's
Yeah.
totally different. They go from Morrowind, and then they're just like, what is this? And then they go back to Skyrim, and they're just like, okay, I'm comfortable again.
Mix up with the watch.
Never mind.
It's a super good game as long as you count out the fact that it's an Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
And I just remembered, Talos, well, I already knew this, because Talos is in the first and second, but I also forgot that in the third and fourth, it's not any of his great grandsons. It is him still, because I remember the first two are also in the third era.
Oh.
The first two eras are just
Let me see your face.
random
You
stuff.
are the one from my dream. Then the stars were right.
Random stuff.
This is the day. Gods give me strength. Assassins attack my blades are leading me out of the city along a secret escape route. By chance, the entrance
The idea
to
of
that escape
Daggerfall is
route
just
is
so
through your
freaky
cell.
weird. Some dwarven mech idea, and then you're just like, what should I do with this mech?
I
Destroy
am your
Cyrodiil?
emperor,
Heck
Uriel
yeah.
Septim. By the grace of the gods,
Is,
I serve
besides the
Tamriel
point
as her
that
ruler.
Daggerfall and
You
like
are
the
a
first
citizen
one
of
is like
Tamriel,
really different
and
from
you
like
too
Morrowind
shall
and
serve her in your own
Oh
way.
my gosh,
Force
dude,
stuff.
they're way different.
like
The storylines aren't really focused on it at all.
Oh,
You have to really pay attention.
they're not even linked
Perhaps
together.
the
though.
gods have placed
Morrowind
you
Not
here
really.
so that we may meet.
You're just like,
As for what you have done,
you're just
it does not
you're a
matter.
friend of Talos.
That is not
and
what
then-
you will be remembered
Oh no.
for.
Yeah. And then, his mage just sends him to Oblivion out of the blue and shatters
You will
the
find
staff
your
into a
own
bunch of
path.
pieces in each of the
Take care.
provinces.
There will be
Typical
blood and
RPG.
death before the end.
Folklore.
Please, sire. we
And then
must
you're
keep
just
moving.
like, oh no, I better search for this dude. But then you never find him. And then you're just like, okay, I'm gonna
There's no way
rebuild this here staff and save him. And then, so that's what happens. And then the next 4 Elder Scrolls is you being sent by Talos to do something. Except for in Skyrim.
Yeah.
And then so in the second one, you're just like, something suspicious is happening in Daggerfall. I better send one of my warriors. And then you get sent, and then you're just like, oh my gosh, a mech. And then you're like, what should I do with this? And then, like I said, smash Cyrodiil, heck yeah. Morrowind, a plague sweeps of Ardenfell. Well, basically all of Morrowind, but the center's of Ardenfell. And then you and the Blade are supposed to figure out what's going on. And it turns out it's some god. So you kill a god. You ever notice how it was the 9 divines, now it's the 8 divines in Skyrim?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you killed one. And then,
Would they be waiting for us here?
Don't know, but it's too late to go back now.
oh crap. Oh yeah, and then in Oblivion, this one we're playing right now, this dude's like, oh, Talos is like, oh no, I'm gonna die. Follow me. And then you're just like, and then he's just like, you're a prisoner, but that's alright. Maybe the gods placed you here. And then he's like, okay, I'm gonna die. Give this to my son. What, you have a son? Yeah, I have a son. He's secret son. And then you give it to him and he's like, I don't believe you. And then all this crazy crap happens. And you kill, well, you don't really kill, but you defeat Maroon's Diggin'. And the son's just like, I'm gonna kill myself to save you guys. And then you're just like, yay. And then 4th era starts. 200 years later, dragons appear in Skyrim.
They won't be
How many years?
200.
Oh, 200? Okay.
Yeah, and then you're just like, oh crap, dragons. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, dragon porn.
Yeah.
I better stop this dragon. The chosen one. Oh, that would suck if we lived in a world where dragons owned us. All
Yeah.
of us.
Okay, what part are you at?
I'm at the part with the rats
Okay, yeah, me too.
bashing down the wall. So I should start now, right?
Yeah.
Alright. And then apparently now there's all these continents they added in later. Like Akavir, which is basically the Asian place, not to be racist, but it has katanas and dynasties and such, and monkey men, and weird people. And then there's the Akaviri, which are the Blades, the original Blades, which are the humans of Akavir. And then on the left of Tamriel, because Akavir's on the right, there's the Redguard's original land, which is basically Atlantis/Africa, and it sinks because of all the war, and so they're like, oh, can we be hermits here in Hammerfell? And then everybody's like, okay. And then that's that. What are calipers used for? I always wondered that. There's just a bunch of useless items you could pick up in these games.
Didn't they like use for like destroying flesh or something like that? Like how they're seen in. Yeah.
Maybe. Okay. Have you lockpicked the door open yet?
I'm at the part where to shoot an arrow at the thingy.
An arrow at the what?
Arrow at the bucket.
Arrow at what bucket? Oh!
Yeah, that one.
Okay, I'm in the room after.
Oh, okay.
And then north is where the Nords came from, which is at Mora, which is basically a Norway of Nirn, which is the planet that they live on.
Oh.
And so Tamriel is kind of like in America. Everybody moves in there for the fun of it. And they're just like, this isn't as good as anyone said. This is America.
America.
And then so basically, the Falmer and the Nords live together, and they're just like happy days. And then, oh look, a zombie. And then, oh my gosh, he runs. That's freaky. And then, derp. And then all of a sudden the Falmer attacked, so the Nords went beast mode on them. Well, kind of. And then they failed in the end. And the only two that were left were Gragmir and his son. And then they're just like, let's go back to Admor and bring back 100 companions. And then they came into Skyrim and drive the Falmer into the caves and settled. And that's where the companions started, from right there.
Oh.
And then the Akavir came in the first era. At the end of the first era, looking for the Dragonborn. They're just like, I think there's someone with the dragon soul here. Can we search, please? And they're just like, come on in. Super long era, the first one. And then finally the blades move in, and you're just like, finally, the second one.
Yeah.
I look pretty with my armor. No, I don't. I don't have shoes. I'm sad now. Yeah, I look alright, I guess. And then, I forgot. And basically, yeah, like I said, with the place the Redguards originally lived in, it was either the gods' punishment or the constant fighting between them that causes the land to sink. And then there's a bunch of islands in between Tamriel and Akavir. And then there's some other islands randomly all over the place.
Oh.
So it's kind of like the landmass of Africa and Europe is Akavir, and then America's Tamriel, and then I guess you could say Hawaii would be where the Redguards are. If you were to compare Earth to Nirn, and then islands would just be islands.
Mm-hmm.
You know, two main land masses in the world. And I'm sure there's other places, just they haven't really cared to talk about them because they're not important to the lore at all.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting attacked by mice. Or rats.
I'm almost where the goblins are.
Oh, for
What
like...
about you? Yeah, I'm at the door. Oh, wait.
Just recently defeated a zombie.
Alright, I'll wait.
Okay.
I'd tell you where some